Welcome to the 2.0 Conference 2026 here at Bellagio in the amazing Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Susie. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
I'm Sharon Canaday.
Hi.
I am located in Phoenix, Arizona. I run a tutoring company that focuses primarily on math.
Okay, and the name of your company is
TurningPoint
TurningPoint Math.
Math.
Okay, tell us about TurningPoint Math. When did it start? What you're doing there? What your goals are with Turning Point?
I started about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Kind of coming out of COVID and not really wanting to go back to the classroom and sort of figuring out another way to do education.
Right.
Quickly discovered that I was not just tutoring. I was actually in a much more powerful form of education. I'm really able to impact my students in some pretty amazing ways because of the one-on-one format.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Can be very responsive to their strengths and their weaknesses and move them through material really quickly.
Now, what age group is the tutoring geared towards?
Middle school, high school? Myself focus on elementary and middle school.
Elementary, middle, got you.
But I do have tutors on my team that do high school, and I actually have one person I could call in if I needed somebody for a secondary college level math.
So primarily elementary, middle, but high
Resources
school
for
is
the others.
happening.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Let's talk about what changes you see coming in education, and what is your company doing to address these busy changes?
Yeah. Well, I think that education is actually kind of looking towards getting back to the basics. If you think back to what education was 300 years ago, before we started institutionalizing education, and I don't want to talk bad about the system. The system is necessary. We are always going to need to have an educational system.
Right.
But there's also going to be people who don't fit into that system.
Correct.
And want to find some other form of education other than a classroom.
Yes.
And I think that part of that sector of our population is going to be growing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Since COVID, it's already been just
absolutely
blossoming.
Yes.
And so that's what I'm addressing, is those people who don't fit in the system and need some help. I work a lot with homeschool parents,
of course,
who are doing this thing that they're not trained for. They're unsure of what they're doing. They might be able to do most all of it, but the math is just really giving them fits. And that's where I step in. And sometimes I come alongside of a parent and coach them.
Right.
Sometimes I teach a student. Sometimes it's kind of an amalgamation of the two.
Right. And I think through the process, you're also helping parents and sometimes it's difficult. I have 3 boys. I have an oldest that's going to be 20, graduated. I have a graduate this year, and then I have a 16-year-old. They all go to tech. My oldest went. He's going into fire here in Vegas. But it's amazing to see the amount of people, their learning styles and the things that they do and how different it is.
Yeah, and math is being taught completely differently now than how the parents learned it when they were in school.
And when that you don't want to get it's frustration from not knowing, and you don't want to teach them wrong. This is coming from me as a parent, personally explaining to you. You're coming in and coming alongside and helping. Sometimes that mediator is needed.
Yes, exactly.
You're somebody doing
else.
It's okay.
It happened to me. I have a 20-year-old who's actually on the spectrum, but she almost failed algebra.
Right.
Because she wouldn't come to me for help. It was just that headbutting.
Exactly.
And so oftentimes I will tell parents, I'm here to save your relationship with your child.
See? And this is so true. I love it. Let's talk about what advice you would give someone wanting to follow in your footsteps. Maybe they're on their way and they just are thinking, is this going to make a difference? What's this going to look like?
It's challenging because as an educator, I was not trained in business.
Right.
And so here I am trying to run a business and market and all the things that are involved with being a business owner. And I think the most important thing that I did was to align myself with a mentor who was ahead of me down the road and could help me know what I didn't know.
And this has been consistent across the board over the convention. I've been amazed by the interviews I've been doing with wonderful people like you and the things that they're doing. And all of them are like, get a mentor, get 2 in the areas that you don't need.
So I take part in a community called the Insider Secrets Club. Which is
tell us about that.
It's a gal, Joanne Kaminsky, who started doing online tutoring about 20 years ago.
Okay.
And within about 5 or 6 years of starting her business, she realized I need to help other people do this.
Yes.
And so she's got this community. I'm actually on her leadership team now.
That's amazing.
And we
love
we
that.
help teachers who are maybe still in the classroom thinking about tutoring, or they stepped away from the classroom and they're not sure what to do.
Right.
And we just kind of help them know what are those steps you need to take to become a business person.
Let's congratulate you right now on the Education Honoree Award. How does it feel to receive recognition for the accomplishments that you've worked so hard for?
It was actually kind of shocking, to be honest. I was like, wow, how did you even know I'm here in my little quiet corner doing my little thing? because I'm not really out there, but I'm not a Kumon or a Mathnasium or anything like that. But it was really heartwarming to realize, what I am doing is making a difference, and people are noticing.
It is, and the theme has been. I've talked to so many. I had a nurse that's in a small town in Vermont, and she's like, I'm just doing things in this small little town.
Right.
That's the wave right now. You guys are doing huge things that you don't even know is impacting the world, and this is just showing a little bit of appreciation for that. We thank you so much. Congratulations on that. How does one get a hold of you if they'd like to talk more about Turning Point? Maybe it's a mom that needs some advice.
Right.
We don't know.
Or you're thinking about becoming a tutor.
Or you're exactly whatever that looks like. How are we going to do that?
So I do have a website, TurningPointMath.com.
Sounds good.
And you can reach out there on the contact section of my website.
Amazing. Congratulations again on the award. Thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.